The Survivor Specialist, Phil and Blake are back, and today we are digging deeper into episode number 3 of Survivor 50. And for the first time, I think, since Winners at War, Blake's kind of it.
Not Q on episode 3.
This is what happens. I'm trying to introduce my guest, and Blake can't let his emotions not get the best of him. For the first time since Winners at War, I got Joe Mena on the podcast. I think the last time we might have done an episode with you, it might have been discussing Ben Driebergen as a winner before Winners at War even started. And unfortunately now, Joe, you're coming into a very depressed Blake, whose favorite players were Q and Angelina, and it was between them last night. So he's
really.
Have you ever heard of that movie Sophie Choice? It was kind of on screen for me last night of who should I root to go home instead of maybe we could lose Ozzy. Maybe we could lose Stephanie a little bit. I don't know. Why do we have to pick between my two faves? It was very sad. I mean,
you knew Angela wasn't going home. Angelina was definitely not going home. I mean, the entire cast of DVGs on that tribe. So that's not happening. So, I mean, that's no surprise. I mean, that's the only thing I don't like about this season. Like, I'm falling back in love with Survivor for sure. I haven't watched it season 40, but I just don't like the groups. Like, it's just, you got the entire cast of DVG, and then you have several groups. Like, you have Dee has somebody from her season. We have Kyle has someone from his season. So, it's like false advertisement from Jeff. Oh, season 50, it's going to represent, 50 seasons of Survivor. It really isn't, So that's the only thing I don't like about this season is there's all these little groups, So clearly Q was going home. Angelina was safe.
I mean, whenever Angelina straight up said out loud, she goes, Mike White is one of my best friends in real life. And I go to him for advice. I was like, we haven't had that energy on Survivor Beach of I can rely on Mike, and Mike isn't going to go, you know what? I'm going to do what's best for my game and get rid of Angelina so there's no heat on me. That will not be happening anytime soon for those players.
Joe, I think we lost you for some reason. I lost your audio.
We should be good. No?
Now you're good. Go ahead.
Right.
Now you're good.
Yeah, I mean, those three have been friends for 9 years now, right? Yeah. 8-9 years. They're locked in. That's not happening. Pregaming is something that's real. Like, if you fail the pregame, you prepare to fail, basically, So they're not going nowhere. Those three are locked in.
And I mean, okay, so let's talk about this from the Heroes, Healers, Hustlers standpoint, because Christian had the comment last night to somebody of, oh, well, they tried to vote me out 3 times or 4 times. So, I don't know if I'm totally close to them. If you're out on the island with Chrissy, you and Chrissy didn't have the best relationship on the island. Are you trying to play with Chrissy?
Let me tell you something. I'm locked in, gang, season 35. That's just a no-brainer. We talk about trauma bonding and, situational bonding. I mean, her and I share a bond, right? We share the season, the greatest season of Survivor, season 35. So absolutely, we're going to be locked in. I mean, do we communicate on a regular basis? No, but when we see each other, it's nothing but love, right? We shared something that, I really haven't shared with no one besides, the other 17 castmates. So yeah, you're just locked in. And that's why I don't like the clusters of this season, it just doesn't represent, 50 seasons of Survivor. I mean, it's really represents maybe there's no one from season 20s, right? There's no one that's representing the 20s. And you have all these little clusters. They're all locked in, it's just a matter of, who's going to betray who at what point.
Mm-hmm. And what are you thinking about Chrissy so far? She had a terrible episode 2 where everybody didn't like her. And then episode 3, she got her backstory, talking about everything she's been through since she played. How you feeling?
Honestly, I'm not surprised, right? I mean, me and Chrissy didn't have the greatest relationship on the island. I have nothing but wonderful things to say about Chrissy outside in the real world. And I'm not going to make any comments to kind of inflame her current situation in the game. But we all kind of experienced that. We saw in episode 1 and episode 2 that everyone's like, we're just not feeling Chrissy. That's how most of the castmates felt on our season. It's because Chrissy's she's locked in. When she's out there, she's locked in. She's in game mode. And sometimes that comes off, it doesn't come off genuine, it comes off kind of gamey. And then she is kind of bossy. And then you throw a little tin of entitlement. And that just rubs people the wrong way, Me and her went tit for tat on the island. I mean, we all saw it, right? I wasn't a fan of her. She wasn't a fan of me, but we also shared some genuine moments, I recall going out and gathering snails with Chrissy and then boiling them and cracking the shells and providing for the tribe. So, but yeah, I mean, I think I'm just confused with Chrissy because she's so smart. The fact that she was aware because it came out of her mouth that her last season she wasn't, uh, the tribe wasn't a fan of her, right? We didn't like her, and then she she didn't make any changes for season 50. She's self-aware that okay, I wasn't liked in my season, and then she didn't make any adjustments going into this season. So I'm a bit surprised that she didn't make the adjustments. But you are who you are, right?
Yeah. And so, Blake, I'll go to you. If coach tells you you got to chill out, where what's going on at that point? Like, I mean, it seems like Chrissy was really appreciative of that, but Blake, how are you feeling when you're watching that moment take place last night?
I feel something that goes through my head is the idea of pay it forward. One time somebody had that conversation with coach, and that was Tyson of like, hey man, try to figure this out. And I do think if somebody came and told me that, there's multiple things going through my head of like, damn, that really sucks because I don't want to get voted out. And the fact that maybe I could have been gone if a beanbag goes the other way yesterday, that kind of sucks. But now I have something to build on. And one thing I thought was very interesting for her was like, she has to let it all out. And I think we had literal like chicken idols that are like rebirth phoenixes or whatever. So she was like, I think this is her rebirth phoenix moment where, all right, I'm going to get rid of this old dead body of bad Survivor player right now. Because if coach is telling you you're a bad Survivor player, you got to change everything. And I think she was like, who can I talk to that isn't going to judge me right now? And they had kind of a powwow with other women that were like, I've had a bad experience on Survivor because maybe some of my castmates didn't like me. And they go, you two, let's talk about it. And I thought that was a really cool moment because like there's a through line for our story arc here for most of the cast is Charlie had some PTSD. Chrissy had some PTSD. Aubrey's had some PTSD. Is this all going to come around? Like we've already talked about, literally coach wants to punch Ozzy because he's I could have had a new house, Ozzy, if you didn't screw me over that season. And now you're in front of me again. All this PTSD rearing its ugly head. But I think Chrissy's version of this was very interesting for, I think, anybody watching of like, I didn't really know Chrissy or Chrissy's not my fave. Well, this one was front and center of a really good story to pay attention to of Chrissy has got the message. She's a good player. So she's going to take this and run with it. And now she has a new tribe and a new lease on life. And I think that's really cool for her.
Hopefully, if the adjustments are made. I mean, she had 9 years to make the adjustments and they haven't been made. But hopefully she does learn from it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's different. When you're out in the island, you're just in game mode. You know what I'm saying? And anything that you do could rub somebody the wrong way, and hopefully she does make the adjustments. I mean, the fact that she's getting this edit, because in our season, I mean, clearly she made it to the final 3, so they didn't give her that edit. No one saw that portion of Chrissy. Everyone kind of saw the gamer, that she was, strong in competitions, but no one saw that part of her. So I don't know what the edit's doing. I don't like to read into edits, but it's interesting that she's getting that edit this season.
Yeah. And all I do is read into edits, Joe. As
you do?
Back when you listen back in the day, I know during Heroes, Healers, Hustlers, that's all I did was talk about the edit. That's why I knew Ben was going to win.
Yeah. The problem I had with edits, which my edit, I love my edit. It just showed me that I was goofy, I was crazy, I was an a-hole. It showed everything. I love
badass.
That. Yeah, right. So I don't mind that. But what I do mind is like, when I hear things like, oh, I don't know why this person didn't win. They played a great game. They really didn't. I mean, when it's 39 days, it's for every 3 days you get 46 minutes, right? That's an episode. Now it's 26. So every 2 days you get 46 minutes. We really don't know what's going on out there. Like even with the Chrissy situation, we have no idea what's going on, right? Because it's only 46 minutes, that's going to cover 48 hours. So let's see what happens. I'm rooting for her. I'm gang season 35. Hopefully she pulls it off. I'm not privy to any information. I don't know any spoilers, but it's interesting that she's getting this edit and a lot of it. She's getting a lot of time with hopefully she prevails and pulls it off.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in your season too. I mean, day one, she made the wrong alliance with Katrina, and then she ended up making it all the way to final three. So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that has, Blake, you brought it up. That has kind of been the story of this season. Aubrey with her trauma, all that. Even Colby, they had him, me and Coach are on the same beach. The last time that I played with Coach, day one, he humbled the hell out of me. Like, it's funny to see these moments from all these other people who are kind of coming together. And then even Dee, who a lot of people consider the most dominant winner of the new era, she's sitting there going, I don't want to get blindsided by Suri, but I'm having a really hard time wanting to vote out Suri. And so it's like, there's a lot of emotion that's coming into this season in an entertaining way, rather than some of the other stuff we've seen in the new era of just like everybody cry because somebody bullied you when you were 4 years old.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I couldn't watch those season 40s. I couldn't do it, but I almost like this season to me, because I didn't watch 40s at all, is like fans versus favorites, but the fans are like a really good players, right? Like Genevieve.
I like that a lot.
I've never seen Genevieve. Don't you know who she is? Charlie, never seen Charlie. Like, I don't know the gameplay. Like, I know D because I watched the challenge, and I'm always going to support my Latinos. So I attempted to watch her season, just didn't work out for me. And then it's like, I don't know her gameplay. Is she cutthroat? Is she not cutthroat? So I'm really enjoying the season because it's these individuals I've never seen play, but they're really good players. And then obviously, the Aussies and the Suri, some of the faves,
Yeah, of course.
And the Aubreys, don't forget her.
No, I love Aubrey. She knows that. I mean, I'd be signing her DM and everything. I mean, I love Aubrey.
I think for Aubrey, there's a layer of her PTSD that goes above and beyond others. And this pops in my head while I was watching it. I was like, I have to say this tomorrow. It feels like playing Survivor for Christian Hubicki and Rick Devens. They're having the time of their life. Let's go do all kinds of stuff. It's like they're at a theme park. And for Aubrey, it's like she's literally doing house chores of like, oh, I gotta mop all downstairs and then I have to take out the trash. It's like Survivor is not fun for her at all. It's literally just, okay, I have to go talk to these people now. And it's like, Aubrey, find the joy or something. Like she has an idol, she has a new tribe, but it still feels like all she has is Tiffany. And how can she get out of here?
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with Aubrey. I think everyone knows she's too gaming, and that scares people when you're just constantly like, oh, all she's doing is gaming. That's all she's doing. She's not enjoying herself. She's not having fun. And that's a red flag for a lot of players. And it's not her first season. I mean, how many days has she played? Is she close to 100 yet or not? I don't know, but she knows how to play the game.
She's
she made it
in her 80s right now.
I think. 80s. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's made it deep. And, I know last night people were talking about on our podcast, and Will and I had the argument of what could Q have done to keep himself out of the situation he was in. And nothing. Exactly. And that's how I feel even with like Genevieve on this side. Genevieve's definitely overplaying. She probably talked to too many people. But at the end of the day, when Tiffany comes over and says, I've wanted to work with Aubrey since day one. Aubrey and Tiffany didn't play in the same season. They didn't start on the same tribe. Like, there's no reason to assume they don't live in the same part of the country. But clearly, they did a Zoom call. They did something that made Tiffany say, I want to play with Aubrey. And now all of a sudden, she's Aubrey's biggest defender. And that's what we're hearing. It's like, Joe, you said it. You got to be pre-gaming. But, you have to be thinking about these things. And I think a lot of the new era people who haven't dealt with a returning player season aren't thinking about that stuff in the same way.
I want to agree and disagree. I think these new players, I mean, it's kumbaya. They're not out there trying to win. They're out there to like, what am I going to do on, I'm going to be a social content, whatever creator. I want to party. I want to get likes. I want to get followers. They're out there partying with each other. You go to these meet and greets and you meet other Survivor players. They're already talking about, if you're out there and I'm out there, let's link up. All right. Already the, what do they call it? The snubs of season 50, the ones that were interviewed and weren't called back for season 50, they're on podcasts and they're on social media saying, hey, I interviewed for season 50, but I wasn't called back. You don't think those individuals already communicated? Like, yo, you were interviewed, I was interviewed, like, let's make this happen for season 55 or whatever it is. That's all Survivor is. Survivor does not stop. It starts when you're on the island and it finishes when you go to the grave, I think, at this point. Because everyone's just gaming. That's all it is gaming. So I'm pretty confident they will all like I said, I'm not 100% confident, but we could all surmise the fact that they were communicating at some point, and someone's gonna get burned eventually, right? But they were all communicating. I'm pretty confident.
Everybody keeps saying this might be the last time we see somebody from season 1. This is probably the last time we see Sari and Ozzy and Colby. We all thought that during Heroes Villains. We all thought that when Kelly Wigglesworth showed up. We couldn't believe it. We'll never see another season 1 player again. That was season 31. 19 seasons later, we see another one. So until, like you said, until they're dead, I'm not writing off anybody to come back and play Survivor again. So I hear you on that for sure. I want to get to this super chat here because Blake, this is going to be your time. So super chat, thank you, Yoshi Lover. Do this in at 6:16 p.m., an hour and 50 minutes before. So Blake, this should segue you into what I know you want to talk about. Now this season's in the hands of the fans. They're calling the shots. It's out of our hands. They picked the buffs you're wearing today and the rice and supplies. Well, they said no way. That is a wrap here from Yoshi Lover. So thanks, Yoshi Lover. Blake, how did you I've been dying to hear your reaction to this rap last night. Because Joe, for you, I know Blake is new to you. Blake has not always been the most generous to Jeff. So I could feel his eyes rolling from 3,000 miles away last night when Jeff was doing that rap. So
I'm going to defend Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff is the man.
If Jeff Probst has no haters for his rap career, I'm dead, because that was insane. It was one of those things where you're like, I heard that it was going to happen because here's a tweet and it was like, if you thought chicken and waffles, and then I clicked play and I heard the first couple lines. I'm there watching with my friend. I literally turned my body away from the TV and looked to the ceiling for all 45 seconds the song was on. I don't know what anybody face they made. I don't know who was into it and who was not, because I was not participating in this tomfoolery. You cannot go full tilt boogie all the time, Jeff, and not have somebody go like push back. Like, I don't know how somebody doesn't do that on the island of like, as soon as that's over, be like, can we do that again, Jeff? Like, can we drop our buffs like normal people now? Like, even Sari is doing this her like 7th time, and you're like, that has to be the dumbest one you've ever done, Sari. Like, how is Sari not throwing her weight around as a Survivor legend to be like, no, Jeff, we're not doing this? Like, who saw that and was like, this is it. This is where I want Survivor to go. This is fantastic. I love Jeff. This is the best Jeff moment. Like, in compilations for the rest of our lives, the most cringe-worthy moments in Survivor history, this has to be top 2. I don't know if it's not 1.
I mean, it was corny, right? But I mean, we were all clapping out, our fingers, right? Weren't we? I think Blake was. See, there you go. I mean, are we mad at Jeff, or are we mad at the ghostwriter, right? I mean, what was it? Was it the lyrics, or was it the presentation?
Can I say what I'm mad at? You lived through the era. You were on the era where Jeff said, we just don't have time to put the intro in, right? We don't have time for this. We don't have time for that. They would cut out all these important scenes. You see all the deleted scenes that are left off.
Yeah.
Every second matters, to the point where Jeff would say, we didn't have time to say previously on this time. In season 30, he stopped saying, come on in, guys. And they just show up on the mats. We didn't have time to say, come on in, guys. But he had time for this 45-second rap on the busiest.
You know what it is?
Time.
I think kids like to clap their fingers, so that's what it was. They like to snap their fingers, and it's for the kids. Jeff let the kids now. That's why there's no villains, there's no controversy. It's for the kids.
Are you a Despicable Me family, Joe?
I love this. Yeah, I mean, my daughter loves it.
Minions in jail, all snap their fingers. That's all I could think of is everybody.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, Survivor, I don't know, man. I mean, it's corny, but there's been a lot of corny stuff going on in Survivor. So, I mean, this doesn't surprise me.
One thing that is insane to me, though, is we're rhyming buffs with bluffs. Like, we didn't even try. Like, there's got to be other.
Be mad at the ghostwriter. It's not Jeff. I mean, Jeff didn't write that. I mean, whoever the ghostwriter was, right?
So, I mean, it was probably Al G Rhythm, right?
Joe, you're out there for 35. Did Jeff ever do anything corny or cheesy like this with you guys?
Nah, man. That's what I'm saying. Jeff is a different person, obviously, on camera. Jeff is like, he's an uncle, man. He's different, man. I love Jeff. I mean, he's raw. I mean, he would in my season he would it was during tribal, people were scared to like converse, right? And he would just start cussing everybody out. Y'all need to start talking. Y'all, you're on Survivor. It's time to game. And it was like for me, I don't stop talking. So I was ready to go. You know, but the rest of the players, he's like stop. He'll just cut everything off. Stop the bullshit. Let's go. Let's play. So Jeff I mean, he's intense, man. I mean, I love Jeff. So when he does corny stuff like this, like, I mean, it's CBS. It's a $1 billion company. I mean, they got to get the views, right?
I mean, the thing that's funny is, and there's people on our comments from last night's episode saying, get a life. Why are you worried about this? Whatever. The number one thing being talked about last night's episode, we have 21 legends, or at least somewhat legends, playing this season of Survivor. We had a 90-minute episode. We lost one of the best narrators in the history of the show with the vote. And the thing that Dalton Ross is posting about, that Mike Bloom is posting about, that we're talking about, that the Survivor community is tweeting about the most is Jeff's rap. And I just think
I had no idea.
Wanted.
So it worked. So CBS did it right. They won. That's what they wanted.
Yeah. Exactly.
So who knows? That might be like the number one song on Apple Music. You never know.
I love that. Oh my God. I hope not. That's all I'll say. I hope not. Let's talk about this the tribe swap and the way it broke out here. I know, Joe, for you it's a lot of new people because you were saying you haven't watched the 40s or anything like that. David versus Goliath all ends up together. You keep saying they're locked in. I got to go to Blake here though. Blake, do you think the David versus Goliaths are all locked in?
If anybody's flipping, it's Christian, because they literally told us the other two are locked in. So does Christian care more about these people? And Christian also, there's breadcrumbs. Why are these editors saying these certain things? He said, these people tried to vote me out 4 times each. Maybe it's not so hunky-dory. And like, he did walk over there with Emily. And Emily did blow up everything, because if you haven't seen Emily Flippen, Joe, or other people watching, Emily Flippen is somebody that goes like, we could have gone to prom together. I'm still going to vote you out tomorrow because like you did something weird. So her backstabbing Christian was like, why'd you do that? Back to it. Emily's in the middle. I do think Emily and Christian are the two to watch on that. And if it's like, if anybody pulls the whole, why don't we get Mike White out? He's a trillionaire compared to us. Why are we letting him boss us around? That's gonna be probably hard to follow with a better argument.
So Emily, is that her gameplay? Like she just flips?
So Emily's whole season. This is fun. I appreciate this because this is what I like about this, Joe, is you're actually giving your like regular reactions to the 40 people without anything built in, which I think is fun. The thing with Emily is the first thing she did on the mat was essentially call out another player on her tribe. She just raised her hand and was like, I'd like to push back on that, and immediately called somebody out. Should have been the
in
first
front of
person.
everyone? In front of everyone?
In front of everybody on the marooning. Right.
There was one person that came back from the season before because he busted his head open and had to
go
home.
Okay, yeah.
So Bruce was like,
Bruce,
all of us are doing this for the first time. And Emily was like, actually, you have a leg up on us because this is your second time doing your first day.
And so what does Emily do? Emily ends up getting into trouble with her own tribe, probably going to be one of the first few people voted out, except somebody on her tribe quits, and then somebody else was an easier boot. She goes through, and then pretty much she gets to a point where she gets information, kind of like we saw last night, and she ends up getting Bruce voted out of the game, tells him not to play his idol, and then comes back and says to everybody, hey, guys, guess what? That was all me. I made that happen. Aren't you guys so proud of me? And she gets voted out immediately after saying that in the same episode. So
wait a minute. So she had to make it far in the season, didn't she?
She got the 7th. Yeah.
7th. Okay. Which is like, all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how she got onto this season, but I guess they needed some type of flip-flop or snitch going on. I don't know. That's horrible gameplay. I mean, Christian's a good player. I wasn't a fan of Christian, to be honest with you, his season. I was just like, who is this dude? But I love Christian this season, you know. But I'm usually like late on players. Like even I was late on like Boston Rob. I literally got into being a Boston Rob fan on Traders, not even on Survivor, believe it or not. But yeah, I like Christian's gameplay. But yeah, I don't know if he'll flip. Maybe he'll flip, but to go along with Emily, she's a flipper. I think he's smarter than that, you know. But I don't believe in all that. I think DVG's locked. I mean, trust me. I think they, based on the social media, they were locked in years ago. You know, I think they're real friends. I think they're genuine friends. You know.
I mean, and imagine if you're Mike White and you get flipped on, and you're sitting there like, I just put you both on the White Lotus. You
both. Oh, they were both on the White Lotus too.
Yeah, I mean, Angelina had a speaking role. Christian did not, but yes.
Oh well, you see, Christian's trying to get on there, so he's definitely not going to vote him out. Yeah. I never understood that White Lotus stuff. I tried that and I just couldn't. I couldn't watch it. But anyway, that's a whole different topic.
That Mike, don't take that out on us. I'm sure Mike's one of the people listening right now for sure.
Oh no, I mean, listen, I tried. My wife killed me. She's like, "What is this crap?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I mean, people love this, so well, let's watch it." And she was like, "Nah, this ain't it." But whatever.
They teach their own. What do you got, Blake? Mm-hmm. What about Angelina, Blake? How you feeling about Angelina? The fact that Angelina has not. I'm gonna say it out loud to make Blake, who just lost his favorite in Q, hear this now because I know he loves Angelina. Angelina's not bringing it.
Angelina's not bringing it for the masses right now. It is something where whenever she talks to Emily and goes, "Oh my God, that's what's been wrong. Everybody's been trying to vote me out. That's what I've been feeling weird." I kind of want to like commend the producers. I know that's a weird thing coming from me, but like, yes, we've only lost 4 people within the first 8 days, but I feel like everyone has gotten their fair shake of anybody that's going home from now on had an ability to play better or had an ability to integrate themselves more or had a better ability to pregame maybe. But like, it is weird to me that Angelina hasn't really done anything with her head start. Like nobody on purple wants to work with her. It is kind of thank God she grabbed that buff. I think she would have been on the outs in any other tribe, but she also doesn't. She keeps saying, "I'm a different person. I'm not like that other person." It's like, well, that's what we liked. That's what we want you to bring to this. Like, I do want you to be a little bit more pokey and testy and be like, that's not true or whatever. Everything that we fell in love with her the first time, like, it's weird to me that she didn't try to bury Q more. And I know you're probably trying to deal with Shot in the Darks or Idols or whatever the hell is going on. But I was expecting a little more too of my back is against the wall. That's probably the coolest time for Angelina to like porcupine up and be like, here's all my spikes. And we didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I'm shocked that it's funny. Brian Killing at Weber here says Angelina isn't bringing the entertainment, but the Angelina I think could win a Survivor season this Angelina I think could win a Survivor season. The previous one could never. And I do think that that's interesting right now about the Angelina that we are watching. You can't tell me this isn't a better player version of Angelina, but in terms of like what we thought Angelina would be, I mean, I know people were she was probably one of the people everybody was most excited to see. I mean, we thought there was a chance she was going to be on 40 before it turned into Winners at War, and it might have just been a Legends thing. She was an immediate Hall of Fame character coming off of 37. And when I turn and I look at, I mean, Blake, we did the top Survivor characters of all time earlier on. What did we rank her as? I mean, we ranked her super high.
She's probably 28.
Why? I mean, am I lost? Am I? I'm sorry, I'm cold. I'm in my basement.
Yeah, no, you're just cold. Is all that's happening.
Yeah, I'm like lost. So, I mean, maybe I need a refresh. She wasn't a gamer like that. I mean, was she that entertaining? I recall Angelina just being okay. She had her moments. Was it? I mean, was it that much? I mean, we had the what was it? The cult situation. And then she was snarky a couple of times, but I mean, was she a gamer? Did she make like big moves? I don't think so, right?
No, and that's what I mean. That's why I'm saying this version could probably win. The other one, I don't think could. I don't think she really had any game at all in that season. But in terms of the ladder situation, which was absolutely absurd, the stuff with the chickens, like. Okay. She had a lot of great moments. Ferret X here says she climbed a 100-foot ladder. That's what she claimed. It was a 100-foot ladder, and the ladder was like maybe 10 feet tall. And then she put it up.
I think what we're saying is she was a little delusional, and she has legitimately grown up. She has matured. She has
a child. She's married. Yeah.
She's got a second child.
Oh, second child. Okay.
Business. it's something where it's like there's no time to tomfool. We're saying tomfoolery a lot. There's no time for her to full tilt boogie either. It's just something where you're like, Ozzy's going to be Ozzy every time, but he's a little bit less. I haven't seen the Angelina yet, and I'm expecting her, like, if she does get booted in the next little bit, it's something where it's like, I need her to go down in a ball of fire, not like, oh, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Like, that's what I'm expecting. And I feel like there's a couple people that have maybe been better than I thought they were going to be. Of like, I thought Charlie had a breakout episode last night of, I was not on the Charlie train. I think I've kind of been kind of negative towards him in what is it called? Pre-Survivor, that 9-week stretch where it was like, who are you not
Preseason,
excited to see?
like,
Preseason. Yeah. But Charlie last night, I think, had one of the best episodes of like, you haven't seen me as bitter Charlie yet. Like, I have every quality of a Taylor Swift fan. I have heart, soul, determination. But remember Taylor Swift's bitterness? That's coming right here when I talk about Maria. And I think you haven't seen this, but like, imagine you had a best friend and they made finals, but you didn't vote for them because you were like, it's cool that you're my best friend. I don't think you should win Survivor. And having to walk away from that and be friends and then watch that later. That's what happened to Charlie. And it was insane to me that Rizzo was like, so everyone's wondering to Charlie, do you talk to that person that completely backstabbed you on national TV and said that you would be the godfather to their kids, but you gave you no money? What do you think about that? That was an insane question.
Yeah, the Charlie Rizzo stuff was really funny because Rizzo asking that question saying, I just want to know as a fan, do you talk to Maria? Charlie had made it pretty abundantly clear after season 46, he doesn't talk to Maria anymore. So I just thought that was interesting that that's where Rizzo went, because Rizzo has been listening to our podcast since before season 31. Like, he started, I think, season 30, season 31, something like that. So he's been listening to us forever. If he's listening to us, he's read every exit interview that Charlie did, especially getting ready to prepare for this season. He knows everything about Charlie and Maria's relationship. So for him to bring that up so casually, I'm going to agree with you, Blake. I thought that was crazy for him to do. And I'm not surprised Charlie kind of reacted in a negative way of, hey, man, I kind of wouldn't mind getting you out of the game, especially if you're not trusting your number one. So I agree with that for sure. Agree with that.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt. So Charlie, he's a gamer. He went far in his season. I'm assuming the final
he finished
3
second as well.
He's
one of the many
place.
losing finalists.
He is a
Okay.
dominant strategist that focused on game and lost to one of the best social players of the new era.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then Rizzo, like, I'm lost. Charlie, I mean, I don't know anything about him. I mean, he hasn't done anything obviously this season. Rizzo, I don't get the whole Rizgard thing. I'm like lost. The 46 hasn't impressed me at all. The whole 40, like, I'm still lost on. I haven't got anything from them.
Let me ask. I'm going to do this then, because for the people who are listening, our fans, we already have our built-in favorites, right? The new era casting is who people were the most torn about, who deserved to be there, who didn't. There were 2 people from the new era that everybody felt should have been on, and they didn't get on, and instead they put on some of these others. So I want to ask you, out of the new era people, Q's gone, so you can't say Q. But
Okay.
Out of the new era people, who is standing out to you out of these people from the 40s? Who is somebody that you got your eye on that you're saying, I get this?
Nobody.
Not even Genevieve.
Genevieve, no. I mean, the only person, maybe because I know what she's capable, like D, I watched on the challenge, so I know some background on her. But there's no one that I'm like, oh crap! Like, I'm Emily is a flip flopper. Rizgod, I just don't get him. Charlie hasn't done anything. Tiffany, I mean, she pops up on my feed, but I don't know how she played. She hasn't really done much, but you can see she's kind of locked in with D. And what's her name? Camilla?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about her neither. No one really pops out, to be honest with you. Genevieve, I mean, I feel like Genevieve, I think you could tell she's a strong player. I think people intimidate. I mean, the fact that Aubrey grilled her the way that she did, and Aubrey is a gamer, I mean, that's why I was like, oh crap, like, hey, Genevieve knows how to play, because Aubrey's concerned about her, obviously, right? So no one's really popped out, to be honest with you. I think everyone's kind of playing it safe, trying to wait until it merge. I don't know. I'm excited about the season. I like the season, but the 40s haven't done it. I mean, no one from the 40s done it for me yet.
Gotcha.
Okay, let me explain Rizzo to you because I feel like it's hard, but so Rizzo is Gen Z, so one more generation, and he's the epitome of it. He's so Gen Z it hurts, and
Oh, trust me, it hurts. It hurts
it
when you watch. It hurts.
but Heart of Gold, so it becomes endearing. It goes so hard it hurts, it comes back around to endearing, which we've seen a couple times. So there's sometimes, but he had an idol from very early on, like a swap on his season, and has played the best way you can use an idol for in the history of the game.
He just held on to it forever, right?
He
I mean,
used
it
one
popped up on my
idol
feed.
and always was like,
Yeah.
and it annoyed everybody because can be annoying, but it's extremely good gameplay, and he had an extremely strong alliance that could never be broken up because he could use his idol to save one of them at any time, so everyone played around them the whole time and then lost the majority and went home.
Three of the final four are his alliance.
Okay, so no one decided to split votes on him
it never worked out.
Trust me, okay. Joe. Trust me, we all thought the same exact thing numerous times.
All right, so then
are perfect.
Was that like a good cast? Was that a good players on that season? Decent.
Okay.
What happened was,
can I say it's kind of like your season?
Okay. My season's the best season. 35 gang.
Yeah,
I mean, what are you talking about?
They were second
exactly.
best.
Yeah.
It's just what happens if the 3 or 4 best players work together, nobody's there to oppose them. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what happened of like, let's all the strong thought-minded people, whatever that made sense, all work together on 49.
And
okay.
And the reason why I actually think this is very interesting is because we get so in our own heads as Survivor fans. And I work for a company and I'm writing an article for the guy, and the guy, we have a meeting and he's like, yeah, I know you do that Survivor podcast. I was excited for 50, but then Boston Rob wasn't on it, so I'm not going to watch. What was the last season you watched? He goes, the last one Boston Rob was on. And that made me laugh because for all of us who are so committed, anybody listening to this podcast is like, how have you not watched the 40s? What are you talking about? Like, you're on a podcast. How have you not watched the 40s? There are people who legitimately, like, there was a year and a half between season 40 and season 41, and people just tuned out. And maybe they are coming back now because they are pumped about Colby. They're pumped about Devins. They're pumped about Christian. They're pumped about whoever. Joe, who for you then, because you're coming in really, you don't care about the 40s, and then you're watching it and none of them are popping for you. Who is popping for you? Because I feel like whoever's popping for you is probably who a lot of the people who are just tuning in for the first time in forever are probably watching with the closest eye as well.
Well, honestly, I'm just watching how Sari just survives. I really just don't understand it. How she, I mean, do I love Sari? Yeah, I think everyone loves Sari, but I mean, should she have played season 50? Like, there's this, I don't think Ozzy should have been back. I don't think anyone should have been back. I mean, I think there's enough to pick from, but because Sari's on, you're going to have players like me and viewers that are going to be like, something let's watch. So, I mean, Sari, I just want to see what she does. Ozzy, I mean, he seems like he's switching up his game. Coach is entertaining to me. The fact that he's switching up his game. I don't know. I guess I'm just watching because I'm a fan of the game, and you have some veterans and you have, some legends that are back, but no one's really popping out. I think it's still kind of early. Devins, I wasn't a big fan of him during his season, but I'm a fan now. Like I said, I'm kind of late. I just like people that are out there excited to play, that are willing to do things outside the box, and that's who I'm excited for right now. It was like Christian and Devin. What are they going to do next? I mean, hiding the idol at Tribal, I think it's kind of corny. It's kind of almost like Dr. Mike Lovey, shout out to Dr. Mike, Gang season 35. Like when he threw his idol in the fire, it's like, bruh, like, what are you doing? It's corny, but I like people like that. I like people that are just willing to play the game hard. It's only 3 episodes in, and these guys are thinking, 10 steps ahead of the game. They're playing hard. Not to say that the others are not, because they're not making moves, but that's what I like to see. I don't like people just laying back and just waiting for the merge to then eventually play. Play hard from the beginning until the end.
Are Devins and Christian reminding you of the Coconuts?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, like I said, season 35 is the greatest season of all time, so there's no comparison. You know what I mean?
My favorite thing about this show is I haven't talked to you in person, like with DM every now and then, but I haven't talked to you in person in like 6 years. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the last time that we talked, you were like, yeah, 35. I know nobody likes it. It's fine. It's okay. Like, and now you're over here, best season of all time.
Yeah. You know what it is? I think the longer, I mean, thanks to the 40s, I think my season's a lot better. Like, I think it kind of jumped up. It went from
The
back
percentage
then.
points are insane right now.
Yeah, if there's 50 seasons, I think now we're like in the 30s, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so one thing you guys mentioned, so I got to do my layer of this. You guys said, who would you watch or watch for? Mine of all time, it's the only Trader season I watched. I watched that Big Brother season. I didn't watch Australian yet, but I will watch that one. Sari is the person I will watch do anything, and it's her 5th time. Is it worth it to me to watch it do it again? I thought that confessional, whether you're a Sari hater or not,
Exactly.
her talking about Rizzo that time was one of the funniest confessionals I have heard in a long time. Don't want to hype it out for somebody to go, I don't know if it's that bad, but like that was the epitome of Rizzo. And if you watched her Big Brother season, she kind of had to do that with a super fan that was 24, 22 years old that was asking a bunch of questions. Sri doesn't really like that. And when Rizzo was like, do you remember me from that one time at that one, it wasn't a charity event and it's like, Sari could not give a shit less about what is happening.
She couldn't.
But Sari
and the analogy
is in
she used, I loved
mode.
it. Yeah, the analogy about, just people just popping up at your crib unannounced. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about Sari, what people don't realize, she has an advantage. I mean, she was on Big Brother. She was on Trader. So just to have that mental state and that mentality, I mean, she's ahead of the game. Her, D, that just came from the challenge. I mean, those people, I mean, they're just ahead of the game at this point because that mental state is that's key right there at that point.
And I really love you bringing this up, Blake, because with Sari and like with the Rizzo thing, I think about this a lot now because of what the fandom has become. Like Survivor's been on for, some would argue, too long, but it's been on for so long that you do have Rizzo being able to say to Sari, I met you when I was 8 years old at whatever event. And Sari's like, I don't even remember doing that event. Like, what are you talking about?
Absolutely.
Like, I think about this, like the first Survivor I ever met was Jervis, right? I went to a casting call in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and Jervis came and signed a cocktail napkin on my friend's back. And I literally asked my friend when Jervis came back, it was before Blood versus Water. That's how long ago this was. But I remember when 50's cast was announced, I was like, if Jervis comes back, I text my friend, I'm like, are you going to pull out the cocktail napkin? He goes, dude, that thing is in the bottom of a river. Who knows where that is? Like, if I was ever on a season with Jervis, I would be able to say to Jervis, hey, I met you at this, or Ozzy. I've met Ozzy 2 or 3 times. Ozzy doesn't know who I am, and I don't expect him to. But like I've met Ozzy 2 or 3 times. And so I think that's really interesting. And here's Riz God. I just wanted to say I met Joe Mena at the same casting call I met Sari at.
Who said that?
That's Rizzo.
Nah, he's capping, man. He's capping. And I probably didn't sign his autograph. I was like, man, this annoying ass kid, man. I ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah. He's lying. He didn't come to CT.
Oh my God, that's so funny. He's in New York. Who knows, man?
He probably did.
That's what he saved up all his report card money to go to, Joe.
It's funny. He said that he met Sari, at age 18. How old is he? Like 24, 25?
No, he said at 8, I think.
No, he said 18.
Oh, was it 18? My bad.
Yeah,
it was
we
18.
saw the
Okay.
picture.
Yeah, he's like 25,
grown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was like 6 years ago. He's probably not lying, but I still call Cap.
Joe, do you remember being at a casting event with Sari?
Yeah. Yeah, Mohegan Sun. So he could have drove.
I don't know if he could drive, but that was him.
He was 18. No, if it was 18, that's only 7 years ago.
Rizzo, I need that image. Can I post it? Are you good with me posting this? No, I'll send the photo to you on DMs. So
that's another layer of Rizzo. I don't think a lot of people are doing their episode on Wednesday night. Maybe you went to a watch party and then the next morning you're watching every video. Not that Rizzo needs to be working because it's 8 o'clock Rizzo time, but it's after work. He's enjoying Survivor. He's been doing this his whole life. Why would he stop now that he's been on 2 seasons back to back? But that's who you're dealing with. Rizzo he's a super fan from that era person, not Arrow
Not.
Survivor.
It's funny because he kind of reminds me of oh my god, he's gonna kill me.
Oh no.
That's my guy too from my season. Ryan, right?
Mhm.
Ryan was young, energetic, kind of annoying, but I locked in with Ryan. Like we had a good relationship, and I think that was probably like Rizzo's probably very similar to him. Like he's a
Same
big Survivor fan.
wardrobe.
Yeah, same. I mean, yeah, same type. But that's funny.
Hopefully I get Rizzo on more podcasts though. Ryan was like, I don't want to do anything. I'm like, okay, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan was cooked. But I think Riz probably has a better attitude and shit. Like I see him on Twitter and people like go at him and he goes back and forth, which Ryan was took a toll on him a little bit.
Yeah, no, Riz that's the Gen Z mentality. I think Gen Z, because they've had social media their entire lives, they're just like, yeah,
They're good with it.
Giving you the middle finger back. I don't care. But I think this is such a fascinating element of Survivor because, again, like if Rizzo and you ever ended up on the same season, you would sit there and go, I didn't watch season 49. I have no idea who you are.
I wouldn't know that.
Rizzo has met you even before he played. And I think that's where Survivor has come. And I think that's where this 50 experiment's actually working right now, because even though these new era people might not have that same legendary status as some of the older school players, to be able to see these people playing with like their favorites, it goes back to what you said earlier, Joe. It's kind of like a fans versus favorites. And even me who's watched them, I don't look at Rizzo in the same light as I look at Colby, but when I watch Rizzo and Colby interact, I see myself interacting with Colby. I would have been cooler, but I see myself interacting with Colby.
Yeah.
And so there's a different layer to this that is really fun. I don't know. I'm into it. So look at Rizzo. Rizzo has met Joe Mena, and Joe Mena's over here like, I don't know who this Rizzo guy is. He's been haunting your nightmares for at least 7 years. Little did you know.
Clearly. No.
Oh my God.
I'm hoping, like I said, I haven't seen his gameplay, but based on what Blake was saying, the fact that he was able to hold on to an idol and just kind of play the whole tribe, I love it. Obviously, the kid knows how to play, and they're probably underestimating him, right? He has an advantage as well. They don't know how he plays. They don't know anything about season 49. So, yeah, he's still there,
and he's
right?
lying about it, too. He's like, oh, this girl was my favorite, not Savannah. I was number one with Sophie Bellardi, and like, everybody that was watching TV was like, "Oh, that's not true." So okay,
yeah.
Thanks, Rizzo.
He clearly, he's on season 50, so they saw something in him. He clearly knows how to play. He probably lasted longer than I did. So everyone did. But, yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah, he's not capping. That is funny. That shit is funny. Honestly, guess what? You know who I'm rooting for? That's my guy.
Rizzo?
That's my guy. Gang. Yeah, gang. That's my guy now. I didn't understand the whole Riz guy, but that's my guy.
Dude, now you're a believer.
Yeah, I'm a believer. That's all I needed right there.
Dude,
you supported me. I supported him. Now I'm going to support him.
You probably said to him right before that photo, you said, man, you're going to get on that show one day. You're going to be a legend. You're going to play on 50. You got this, man. You're going to go to fire in your first season. You're going to come so close, but that second season, man, just stick with it. You don't remember even saying any of that to him, but it's been the most sentence of his life.
I do not. Actually, I do remember, Sari. How can you forget that face? How can you forget that face? Look at him just cheesing.
Now, Joe, do you want me? So Rizzo sent me this as a DM. Do you want me to send this to you so you can get that like framed? I see you got the picture on the wall behind you. Do you want to, the next time we podcast, you can have Rizzo back there instead?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I feel bad because Chrissy's my number one, but that's the Riz God. You know what I mean? So I don't know, Chrissy. I don't know.
Chrissy and Riz God end up on the same tribe. Do they end up hanging out now? Like, do you feel like they're like kindred spirits?
Honestly, yo, Phil, I think you nailed it. Her and Ryan were locked in. Obviously, they had a little idol thing going on, but she's motherly, right? And it seems like, there's a soft spot for Riz God when it comes to dads and moms. So that might work out.
Just got to get to that second swap if there is one.
Yeah.
Get to the merge.
One dumb question I have, because 35, gang, you've watched Ben on 40, and now you're watching Chrissy on 50. Those are the top two people from your season. Is there something in your head where it's like, damn, we sent our best, and it's kind of cool to see, like, if you do put our best game players against some of the best, like Ben made it to Final 5. Chrissy, we'll figure out how far she goes. Is that not just pride, but is that something where like I was on a good season because they did good on these seasons too?
Oh, 100%. I think because everyone, you know, what was it like? The best season, people say the best season in the 30s is like maybe DVG, right? They think that's like one of the top. So the fact that, 35, we got a lot of heat because Chrissy was the Rob Queen, right? And the last minute they decided to do the fire challenge. So it's good to see someone, like Ben go out there and, like you said, make it to the final five, and hopefully Chrissy does the same thing to show that I did compete, and the rest of the cast did compete with two legends, right? Two great players. So I think everyone in season 35 should take pride in how Ben played and how Chrissy, hopefully Chrissy goes further in how she's playing. I think we all are supporting her because at the end of the day she is representing our season. But I have a feeling that Chrissy's she's gonna get there. I mean, she's a gamer. I know she's a little bit older now, but she's a challenge beast. Like we didn't sleep on her when it came to challenges, and especially with puzzles. She's a beast. She's a competitor. She's from Jersey. I think she got a little softer now because she moved to Florida, and that's why she started crying because the Jersey girl in her ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen if she was still living in Jersey. But yeah, I think we all take pride in that.
I mean, even Desi won a season of the challenge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 35, baby. That's what I'm trying to tell you. As much as you want to hate 35, I'm letting you know right now, the healers were easily the best tribe ever. I mean, we did not lose. I mean, I'm surprised Cole hasn't been back. Dr. Mike is the best strategic player out there. We've seen Desi. You know what I'm saying? Jessica's. I mean, I just feel like my season, we just got a lot of heat. But overall, we had a lot of characters. We had players that were playing hard. But it is what it is. Right now, it's Chrissy's time to shine. So let's see what she does.
And I'll tell you what, if they were going to do a pre-merge season, I got two people from that pre-merge that I'm saying all the time they should be brought back. I say it all the time. Alan Ball and Allie.
Ah, you crazy, man. Fuck Alan Ball, man.
And Allie.
Allie, yeah. But Allie, trust me, that dude was a hothead, man. It was Ben I hated the most. Second was Alan, and me and Chrissy had, we used to go tit for tat. But Alan it was hard living with that guy, man. That dude's intense.
One of the most fun tribal councils of any pre-merge is him getting voted out.
Yo, man, I had to get rid of him. Listen, and I made the right call because we didn't need him to win. I know he's a star athlete, but bro, it ain't that serious. You gotta go. You gotta go.
I love this. I love that we've pretty much gotten to the point now where, Blake, we might have to do a podcast for the Patreon of like, would Heroes, Healers, Hustlers win a season with 4th place finishers, 5th place finishers, 6th, 8th place finishers? We already know the answer is yes, because that's where Joe finished. So that's a lock. But, I think that would be fun. I think it is fun. It is fun to see like how Heroes, Healers, Hustlers has done well in other things. And if Chrissy ends up going on a little bit of a run here, if she is getting that Phoenix story like Blake was talking about, and those are your top 2 finishers from a season. We had Kagi on where, Tony's the 2-time winner, but Spencer gets to the final a second chance. And everybody was like, it's one of the worst games I've ever seen. We're not giving him a vote at all. So Tasha, same thing from the same season. And then here's, Healers, Hustlers showing up.
That's what I'm saying, Phil. I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm telling you, season 35, greatest season of all time.
There you go. Hey, we're almost there for the Patreon for anybody who's wondering. We're up to San Juan del Sur, so we're working our way. Every season matters. We're getting through. We're almost there. All right.
Okay,
well,
I think the only thing I got to do before we get out of here, Colby.
Joe's literally getting out of here. He's on
Colby,
his way.
No, my phone's about to die.
Colby, Coach, and Joe. Worst alliance ever incoming or best alliance ever incoming of like honor? Like, how is Joe going to fall into the trap of I'm going to work with Coach, somebody that's backstabbed every single person he's ever worked with. He's on the villain tribe, on the most notorious, like, that there's a reason he's a dragon slayer. His last season, he didn't get voted for because he didn't uphold his honor. How are you the honor guy and being like, Coach, get in here. Let's do this.
Dude, this would be my favorite alliance if it lasts. I want Coach and Colby together. Joe, I think Joe is entertaining, so I would take Joe in that alliance, but I need Colby and Coach to play this game together. I need it. And you know what? If that ends up being the most boring ass Final Four of all time, I'm in. I am so in on that.
Wait a
because
minute.
I love
What's the final four again?
What's the final four, Blake? It's Colby, Coach,
Joe, and then who do they add? Who's on their tribe?
God, I should know this,
Oh,
right?
it was Chrissy.
Chrissy. There you go.
Yeah.
Chrissy, there's your four.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe because I took my headphones off. You're saying the final four for the season?
We're just
for that tribe.
They're about to. So Joe Hunter's whole thing was, I want to play an honorable game, and like,
yeah, I saw that. Yep.
End. So him linking up with Colby and Coach is kind of, are they going to be able to mix what old school version of that and what new school version of honor and integrity looks like? And then they just need a fourth person who could be Chrissy pretty easily.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's a fun alliance, but it's not. I don't think it's gonna last. I mean, I love Coach. I love watching Coach. I mean, I just he's entertaining as fuck. I mean, hey, Joe. I don't get Joe. I really like him as a person. I mean, I didn't see his season, but he seems like a solid guy. But I mean, that gameplay, just honor and respect. I don't know how that works on Survivor.
Well, he lost almost unanimously, so it didn't.
Yeah, he was a third place finalist. He got a vote. He was in the Ryan position. But three people got votes at the final three, and he was the one who got the fewest. So he was in that, that Ryan spot. So I mean, look, anything to get Colby as close to the final three as possible. I don't care what it takes. I will
really
drive. It gets called. Oh yeah, Colby is my favorite. I want him at the final three. I don't care how it happens.
I mean, he's getting a decent edit. I mean, they're not. I mean, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I'm not. I mean, I'm a Kobe fan, I guess, because I mean, one of my favorite seasons is Heroes versus Villains. But I think that would be a boring winner.
That's perfect though, because it's Colby getting his win. So who cares?
Finally, yeah, I guess. I mean, he's a legend. Why not? But I don't think he has it in him, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he smacked his head so hard, I think he had a concussion. He just started wobbling. I'm like, oh my God.
That was terrifying, right?
Stay up, man. What are we doing?
How old is he?
He's not 50, but he's not 45.
He's 50.
Oh, that's 51.
Not bad. 51.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's solid. He's solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's 51. He's not even one of the top two oldest people on this. Not even top three oldest people. Like, Coach is older. Mike White's older. Chrissy's older, and Saria's older. So quite a few people are older.
Yeah.
I would be into it, Blake. If that's the alliance, I'm in. I don't care.
One thing that I did not know until I just looked at the Wikipedia, Chrissy lives in the villages.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the one with the documentary, right? The one I watched. I'm not making that up, right?
I have no idea. I don't
know about the doc. Tell me about the doc, Blake. I love docs.
Let me make sure.
Now I'm concerned. Some kind of heaven?
I think so, right?
Yeah,
that documentary is insane, and it's like,
what is it called again?
Some Kind of Heaven.
Okay.
Yeah, a documentary about 4 residents of the villages was released in 2021. Kind of blew my mind of like, that's just a different life. I think if I heard the word the villages about somebody that I was playing with, I'd be like, we live different life. Like, I don't know. Not that I can't align with you, but more like,
you don't need to win.
You don't need to win. You gotta go.
Yeah, I mean that. Well, that's what it came down to. I mean, she didn't really disclose how much she made or how she was financially, but we knew that. I mean, she came from money, and that's another reason why I think a lot of players from my season voted for Ben. Besides the fact that he had better relationships with everyone that was in the jury, was like who deserves it. He played hard, he deserves the money, and he has better relationships. I'm not giving. Yeah. I'm not giving somebody who played a similar game or worse game money. It just doesn't work like that. Some people do, but unless it was Dr. Mike. If Dr. Mike was up there, I'll give him the money because I know he's going to take us all on vacation. But that's a whole different story.
At least your priorities were straight there.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing I want to ask you, Joe, since you didn't watch the 40s and since this is kind of new for you, how are you feeling about the twists, advantages, lost votes, all of that stuff? Is it driving you crazy or are you okay with it?
I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Throw all the idols, throw everything in there. Like it should. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because now it kind of evens the playing field. Like you just don't know what someone has tucked away, you know? And like the boomerang, I think that's super dope. I think they haven't done that before, right? That's unique. I don't know if they did in the 40s, but yeah, the losing a vote, that's tough though. But then once again, you got to be more strategic. Just don't, there's some information you got to keep in the tuck and not share with everyone. But it's important that you have to, because hey, if it's a 4-3 vote going on, you have to share that with your alliance.
Yeah. Yeah. And we had Q in this last episode trying desperately to figure out something he could do because he had no vote. And it's who do I tell? What do I do? I'm a big hater of lost votes. I'm fine with other changes and twists, but I hate lost votes.
Yeah, that's tough. That's real tough. But if you're giving up your vote for an advantage, I get it. Like you can't have both, right? Mm-hmm. So I get that part. I love that. I love the idols. I love all that. All those advantages, I'm all for. I know a lot of people are not, but my thing is throw as many idols and advantages out there. Why not?
I'm curious if you ever do go back and watch the 40s, what you'll think of what happens in season 48 when one guy is forced to roll dice, and based on the result of the dice, he's not given a choice whether he wants to roll the dice or not. It's like, you must roll the dice. He rolls the dice, and then they're like, okay, you lost your vote. And then he ends up getting voted out because of it. So it's pretty awful.
Yeah. And then Q. I haven't done my Q goodbye.
Yeah, do your Q eulogy, and we'll get out of here.
Q, I'm glad I got 3 episodes out of you. I saw it. I think he got voted up because he was a threat, not because he was a liability, not because he was a pain in the ass. I think you're never gonna trick me on this. Q is my guy, dude. Q is gang with me. So Q, it was nice to see him whenever I was like worried about his chances on 50. If he does go, it sucks that he didn't have a vote. It sucks that you could say tribe screwed, tribe swapped, whatever. But I loved seeing Q, this level of Q of he's a leader, he's a strong person for Alliance. Maybe if the foot doesn't go sideways for Kyle, we could win a challenge here or whatever. He won both challenges. It's just something where it's like I saw his potential. He met his potential. I think we're left wanting more. I think that's probably a good thing instead of being tired of Q. I will never be tired of Q, but I'm glad that the fan base got 3 more of him, and I'm hoping maybe he'll read a phone book on another channel, and I'll watch that too.
Yeah, him and Colby can read to each other, and we'll both watch. It would just be me and Blake watching, but that's fine.
No, Q, I didn't watch him in his first season, obviously, but he seemed very entertaining, and yeah, we definitely lost him kind of early on. I was a fan. I mean, I might go back and watch a couple episodes of his season, but I probably won't. But he definitely was entertaining.
The one to watch is called Hide and Seek.
That's the one, Joe. Watch Hide and Seek.
I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I just, with Q, I will say also, I got to give him a lot of credit for how he's handled going out like this. Cause it was a rough, like he said in his exit press, he said, I don't think there's anything I could have done. I drew the wrong buff. I was drawn dead at that point. I needed to win challenges after that. There was nothing I could really do. I tried as hard as I could, and I had a lot of fun. And I think that the community, Q was one that most of the community was excited to see, especially out of the new era people. He was top of the list for almost everybody. And for him to be handling this as well as he is, despite just finishing 21st place and really getting swap screwed, I love that Q is handling this well, because we're going to see him again. He's coming back. Jeff loves him. The community loves him.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. So that's good. All right, Joe.
He doesn't move to the villages.
Well, yeah.
I'm watching that doc probably tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna call Chrissy and be like, "Yo, what's up with this?"
I mean, I didn't even know this was a thing. It's only an hour and 23 minutes. I mean, that puts you in bed by 10 o'clock, Joe, if you started right now.
Yeah, I go to bed at 11, so I think I'm good.
There you go. That's perfect. All right. Any last thoughts?
Joe, it was a pleasure. A nice meeting with you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, gang, Chrissy, Rizzo. That's my top 2 right now.
I love it. I gotta leave you with one thing, Joe, and this has nothing to do with Survivor, but now that I was messaging you, I saw your one story. Bam Adebayo is 83. Is it legit or no?
That what?
The 83 that Bam Adebayo scored. Is that legit or no?
No, absolutely not. What the hell was that? Like that's so disrespectful to Colby. Like the fact that they could have stopped ahead, they could have stopped at 79, they could have stopped at any point, but to do that, that is the NBA is washed at this point. Like that was bad. That was pure free throws. I mean, even the team for the team to co-sign that and the coach to allow that, and for Bam to like. I wouldn't do no exit interviews or no interviews following that. Like this dude was like dead ass excited about that. That's bad. That's bad. That was bad.
He shot 43 free throws. This season, only 14 teams have shot more than that in a game, and he did it by himself.
Wow. That's bad. That's bad.
All right. I need to throw that out there. I saw you watched it. I know that's been the news over in the sports world, so I need to throw that in there just to get your reaction to that one. And we'll see who's going to stat pad on this season of Survivor just to get their days up. And anything,
yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. It's always a blast. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on here. We'll see how Chrissy ends up doing. I'll get you that picture of Rizzo so that you can go get it framed.
That is crazy.
Something for your kids to get you for Christmas or something,
Yeah, absolutely.
But thank you all so much for listening. Patreon.com/a specialist. Tomorrow night, John and McKenna will be doing Survivor Rewind. And on Sunday, I am live at 6 p.m. Eastern time with Kelly Wentworth to do our power rankings episode. So a lot of fun stuff coming up there. I'm sure she'll have a lot to say about Aubrey. She's ready to come in at our chat because she's like, I know people are on Team Genevieve, but she's an Aubrey stan. I mean, she played with Aubrey. She's ready to go. So Kelly Wentworth on Sunday. That'll be a lot of fun. And then obviously everything else we got going on throughout the week, recap next week. So patreon.com/specialist. If you want to hear us talk about San Juan del Sur getting ready to do Worlds Apart, about 5 months, we'll be getting to the greatest season of all time, as Joe says. And that's it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Yes, sir.